very intensive piece of work that's been going on over the summer, and brings together the combination of the latest phase of the work of our scrutiny growth programme, and I think it's fair to say, in light of everything that we've heard in the previous report, the necessity to be going further, faster and deeper in our savings work. So the introduction to the report reminds members of that we have context here. We've been working on stability and growth for a number of years. We have been successful in delivering savings year on year, really since the COVID period, and these continue to be a considerable challenge to the organisation. More recently, with the depth of the challenges that the homelessness and temporary accommodation has given the council has meant that we've been in even more of a difficult situation to try and balance the budget. We've had the exceptional financial support for 2 years. When that comes to an end, we have got to find a way of balancing the books without that additional intervention. And that's what I've reached at Hutch's point in this financial year. Having said that, what this programme, that's going to be renamed the Strategic Finance Programme as of the decision by Cabinet this later this week, that programme is going to be focused entirely on the delivery of the savings programme. The programme, as Panera and colleagues have already mentioned, has been in existence for some time. We've got built-in savings that we're already working on this year, but what we've been referring to as officers are going further savings, and the savings that are referred to in detail in this report. In section 2, section 2.6 sets out the parameters that we're using in devising the programme. So we're focusing on prioritising services that are statutory, that we have to deliver as a council, and therefore inevitably our focus for savings is on those non-statutory, those discretionary services. We are intending to prioritise services that directly deliver for those most in need, so our housing services, our benefit services and so on. And we're seeking opportunities to make reductions, temporary where possible. We recognise that we may be able to reduce something and in the future, reinstate. But that is the sort of parameters for the work that we're doing. So there are 2 sets of saving proposals. There are those where there is not a frontline impact to customers, or where some decisions actually have already been taken and we are now looking to implement those decisions. And those are the areas set out in 3.1 of the report. Theatres, conference and catering, events and seafront services, asset disposal, reduction in grant and towner, and reduction in heritage services, all non-statutory. And then our second section of savings in 3.2, public conveniences, street cleansing, ground maintenance, customer service, car parking, sovereign centre, rent support and other grant reductions, town hall and splash pad. All of those are areas which are discretionary, but because they have an impact on customers, we recognise the absolute importance of doing a period of consultation, public consultation, and that will start, subject to members' agreement, immediately after Cabinet, and will run for 6 weeks. During that period, we will also be doing intensive equality and fairness analysis of all of those proposals to make sure they don't have any unintended adverse impact on any protected groups. And then we will be coming back to Cabinet in November following that consultation to reach a decision point on those recommendations. The Cabinet report sets out our proposals in each of those areas, and in Appendix 2 gives you a summary of the savings that we've been able to achieve if all those savings are delivered. Obviously, they are Sweden, and over this week, so it's an opportunity for you to have for your scrutiny to give your views and keep those in, and the cabinet make their considerations on those. Just a couple of other things to mention before I finish my introduction. Appendix 1 relates to flexible use of capital receipts. So this is legislation that allows us to be able to make use of capital receipts for particular purposes, and that includes transformation, investor save and efficiency projects. So it gives us some flexibility that will enable us to manage our budgets more effectively this year. And so that policy is a really important one for Council to adopt and to be able to make use of. Finally, I just wanted to mention the assurance review. We had an assurance review in the summer, arising from our exceptional financial support. That review is still under consideration by government, so we haven't received a report from that. But it was a very useful and constructive dialogue that we had with SIPFA during their time with us, and we look forward to be able to present that report to you in due course. That concludes my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Quite an extensive and detailed report again. A lot in the paper. I'm going to throw it open for people to ask any questions if they've got any. We'll be looking up at this stage. Councillor Lamb.
Thank you very much, Jo. I just wanted to ask what the template is for considering reductions in one area rather than another area, and maybe a percentage that's greater in one area than another. What are the criteria that enable you to make those judgments in the proposals?
Okay, there were a number of parameters. As I already mentioned, I think it's at paragraph, I can find it now, paragraph 2.6. So we prioritise non-statutory services. We prioritise things that we could do quickly because of the intensity of the need to deliver those savings and to achieve that budget this year and next. We, wherever possible, prioritise services that would not impact on customers. However, because we've been making savings, as you'll be aware, for a number of years now through stability and growth, we were running out of areas which didn't have an impact on customers. And we looked wherever possible to see whether there were things where we could make a short-term reduction, and should budgets allow in the future, be able to then reinstate.
Councillor Ballard.
Thank you. I was just wondering, I know I've looked at the tourism situation, and a lot of the properties are going out for tender to lease for a lease for the council. Are there any other things? I think not the beach head centre or shopping centre, which could be dealt with in the same way, so that we would get an income, but it would be run by somebody else. And is that being considered?
During the consultation period, we are very open to hearing from any party who might be interested in looking at institutions. I think you're absolutely right. I think there are alternative ways that facilities could continue to operate under another provider. One of the big challenges for us is about reducing risk, and by outsourcing to a third-party provider, if that reduces risk around our facilities, then that's certainly something we would consider, yes.
Will that be made apparent in the consultation, so people will, the public awareness that will be considered, because that would encourage people to come forward if they had an idea?
I'm not sure whether it's sufficiently clear at the moment, so if the committee wanted to put that forward as a recommendation to Cabinet to strengthen those proposals within the consultation document, that would be, I think, a sensible point forward.
hold to propose that.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Councillor Goodyear, just to...
More than happy to second that.
Yes.
I thought that's what we were doing, but that wasn't it.
Okay, anybody else? Any more questions at all? I just have a query on page 68, whether you've got so are we saying that all that consultation will release 1.6 million? Or 25.6?
Yes, that is the proposal. That is the proposal for a full year effect. We wouldn't be looking at that effect in full in the current financial year, because obviously for most of these proposals, by the time a decision is taken and then we need to implement, we'd only be looking at perhaps a 5-month or a 4-month benefit in this financial year. But yes, the 1.6 million would be full financial year.
Councillor Lamb.
Sorry to bother you again. So what weighting does the inclusion and diversity and access have in each of these decisions?
So the equality of fairness analysis will determine that, and that's being undertaken in parallel with the consultation process. So during the consultation, we will be paying particular attention to engaging with representatives of protected groups, and there will be a full equality analysis included when candidates consider the final recommendations in November.
And will there be a specific weighting for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and have you any idea what percentage that weighting would be?
It's not done in terms of percentages, but it's done in terms of ensuring that members are fully informed of those potential implications.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Given that this item was again just voted, I think we've had a good discussion about it. As a final word to this, sorry, did you say when the consultation was going to take place, and did you say November is when we were going to respond?
Subject to Cabinet's decision on Wednesday, the consultation is scheduled to start on Thursday this week. And report 6 weeks later, which will be around about 2 weeks before the next Cabinet meeting.
So just a final word for me then is it seems like a lot of heartache that people will go through, 300,000 for public convenience, reducing the face-to-face, 170,000 waste and cleansing. These are some of the areas that we do get an awful lot of complaints about already, and just for the sake of 1.6 million, it just seems like a lot of heartache that I think our town are going to suffer, and I appreciate that we've got to do something. I appreciate that we're going to consult, but just overall, that would be, I think, something that we're concerned about. I don't know whether anyone else has a Borough.
Can I just say that the proposal for the toilets is a community toilet scheme, and we're hoping that that will be a better service than one we can actually provide. That's my understanding anyway.
Thank you, Councillor Barrow. Yes, I understand that there will be some significant different proposals, and perhaps it won't be as painful as it looks like. But just to round this up then, we're putting an additional recommendation, which was, can you just remind me again, sorry?
Yes, the additional recommendation is for it to be made clear on the consultation process that we will be open to alternative ideas on how to keep these things open, particularly big places like the Summer Centre, with a view to saving money ourselves but keeping them open.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, through you, Chair, I was seconded by Councillor Goodyear. Can I just have members members, just raise your hands, just to confirm you're happy with that additional recommendation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's unanimous. Thank you.
So thank you, Joe, for coming along and talking us through that particular item of the agenda. We are now on to item number 13, which is the full plan. Nick, could you perhaps take us through that and the addition of a couple of things that I think will come up today?
Yeah, thank you. Through you, Chair. So, as usual, the full plan is it's a moving document and it highlights the reports and recommendations that will be given to the next cabinet meeting. I've not included all of the items that were on the floor plan for the December meeting. I'm just aware that previously we've members and committees got rather swamped with the number of reports they've had to look at and consider. I'm happy to go through them. The two that I've actually included are two that we would look at anyway, which are the corporate performance report and the finance update. But on the floor plan, we also have the interim medium-term financial strategy. Whether members wish to include that on the next agenda.
Given that
Yeah,
we've got lots happening.
situation, that's fine. We have council tax and business rate base. Is that Councillor Ballard? You're asking for us to look at that? Okay. And then we have the local council tax reduction scheme. I'm not sure if there's a requirement for us to look at that anyway. I will double check. If there is, I'll put it on the floor plan, unless members want to look at it anyway.
I think it depends on what is being put forward. If it's a wholesale different set of circumstances, we might want to look at it. So we can make our views known there.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's it from the floor plan. Oh, apologies, sorry. We also have the Eastbourne Carbon Neutral 2030 Annual Progress Report. Whether members wish to look at that.
Yes, I think we'll just look at that.
Okay. That's fine. And through you, Chair, do you want to move on to the work programme?
Yes, please.
Exciting. Okay, so there are two additional items for the December meeting. We've got a request to Pevensey Bay Eastbourne Coastal Management Scheme. So that's come from Lisa Johnson, who's Secretary Generations, who's asked if we can have a look at that. And then the other item, which we do a bit of background work on anyway, is a review of the council's seafront strategy, which I think was requested for inclusion in the work programme. Peter Martin is the events and seafront manager. If he's able to provide an update to the December meeting, then we'll go ahead with that. If that's okay with members.
There's no need to do the following meeting, but yeah.
We'll see how we're set for the December meeting. As you say, it might get pushed into the next meeting. I'll also see how Peter's fixed for that meeting. Okay.
Yes, that's fine. And I think the Southern Water always remains in the background. If there's something else that happens, we will bring that in. As always. Anybody else? Anything that you think we should be considering? Consideration.
Okay, so I was just thinking about, we talked about IT restructure. Maybe we can have a date again for that, and maybe next year, an update and see how that's going, what decisions are being made.
Sure. That's the other form. Yeah.
That's a good work.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, noted.
Okay, in that case, 8 o'clock, I think, and just before 8 o'clock, and close the meeting. Thank you very much. It hasn't been quite as onerous as there have been in other cases, but I think there were some very, very tricky papers on here. I'm sure the discussions will carry on through Cabinet and to full council, but thank you for your help.
Sorry, through you, Chair, just to clarify, the date of the next meeting is the 9th of December.